Good morning, Brother Randy. Mag-start na ba tayo?
Sige po, te.
Ha?
Opo.
Okay. So, good morning. Good morning to Heavenly Parents, to our beloved true parents, and good morning to our beloved Chonbo victors, to our Chonbo challengers, and to our precious brothers and sisters. Good morning, Director Dr. Randy Ame. Welcome to our Universal Principle Training Academy Early Morning Devotion. So, Brother Randy, yung CIG anthem. Hindi ko kasi alam kung paano ang pag-ano sa technical.
Sige po. Okay na ba, te? I-play na pa.
Hindi pa.
Sige pa. Okay na, te. Nakaano na po.
Pero dito wala.
Hindi siya lumabas, te.
Kanina lumabas, nag-flash lang siya. Nag-play konti tapos nag-stop.
I-play ko na po.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. 영영한 나라에 영생의 이상향을 나타내도다. 고대양 육대조와 천주까지도 억만세 태평성대 기린내세 오기 전에도 사대전 비날리는 천일국 기타 천지의 창조원이 소망하도다. 고대양 육대조와 천주까지도 억만세 태평성대 기린내세 행복천일로
Thank you. So this time, let's recite our family pledge and offer vows to heavenly parents and true parents.
Anong number, te?
Number 2, vow and family pledge, please. Okay, let's offer our vows to heavenly parents and true parents. Yung be, pero let's recite the family pledge. Family pledge number 2. Our family, the owner of Chunilguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending heavenly parents and true parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and earth by centering on true love. The meaning of family pledge number 2. The entire family must live in accordance to the family pledge, realizing unity between mind and body, husband and wife, and parents and children. If any family member violates the family pledge, the others have to take joint responsibility. Eve's fall brought about the fall of Adam's entire family. As a result of the fall, we lose the value of our existence unless we attend God and true parents. A central family is the ideal family that God envisioned prior to the fall of Adam and Eve. Each family member should be able to attain the position of a divine son or daughter. As parents, we will educate our children, educate citizens of the nation, educate saints in the world, and make them qualified to become family members in the heavenly kingdom. Okay. So, good morning once again to our precious brothers and sisters, and to our brothers and sisters who are watching in YouTube. So, this early morning devotion, today I will be your MC. I am Mrs. Nila Iwaki. So, let's have our opening prayer, and may I call our sister Aini Kusaka to please have the opening prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Thank you so much. Good morning, most happy parents and to parents. And today, we invite you Divine's presence with us, especially to our good spiritual, good angels, and good ancestor to cooperate our session. Together, our elders, sisters, and brothers, especially in YouTube, and our lecturer, education, Sir Randy. Ami, thank you so much, heavenly parents and to parents, for extended our life and to second your beautiful creation. Thank you so much for all your graces and blessings. And today we pray to continue to open our mind, our heart, to receive this inspiration and to remind our daily life heavenly parents and to parents. And please forgiveness to our sinners and our limitations. And thank you so much also to our brothers and sisters to continue to fulfilling our under 5% responsibility. And thank you so much to all people outside to continue to never give up and to keep fighting, especially to uh, experience this difficult pandemic. And we pray to the parents and the parents we survive. And thank you so much to all trials and difficulties to make a more strong and strong, especially our belief and also to trust to you, heavenly parents and true parents. And please guide our true mother to always healthy, physically and spiritually. And also, thank you so much for everything. This I report my name in true parents' name, Aju and Amen. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank you so much, Sister Amy, for your heartfelt prayer. So this time we will be listening to the inspiration, to the guidance of our beloved true parents through our director, Dr. Randy Ame. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Hello po, good morning
Dr.
everybody.
Randy Ame, please.
Can you hear me po?
Yes,
Yes po.
thank you.
Okay, so magandang umaga po sa ating lahat and welcome to our uh, another session of Blessed Family Education. So, at this time, please allow me to share my screen. Mhm. Meron na pong lumabas sa screen, te.
Yes,
Ayan. So, good morning po. So at this time we'll be uh, understanding what are the tradition that we have to do as a family so that we can support the realization of God's nation or God's kingdom here on earth. So let's study together. What are the things that we needed to do as a tradition, as a family? Mhm. So the first thing that we have to take as a tradition in order for us to really support in building or expanding the foundation that our true parents have laid is the favorite word of our true parents, the tradition of Chongsong, or what we call Atmos devotion and prayer. So this is the favorite word of our true parents because it comprises our utmost sincerity, our utmost dedication and devotion. Okay. So Chongsong means utmost sincerity that moves heaven. So this is the first tradition because when we have this Jungsong, we could only think of wanted to give and give and give. Okay? Just like what Father said, that this is his favorite word. This is one of his most favorite word that he always wanted to emphasize our utmost sincerity in everything that we do. So Father said, as long as you have Jungsong, you can have everything. Okay? And when we say faith, it is overcoming. And faith with Jungsong is we can overcome everything. Okay? And also people with Jungsong will always be in their peak time. Amount of prayer or Jungsong service, it will result into absolute faith, absolute hope, absolute love, absolute obedience, and ultimately absolute victory. Okay. So Chongsung lead us towards development of absolute connection to God. Okay. And also everything begins from our utmost sincerity or what we call Jongsong. Okay. When we do something, it should start with our utmost sincerity in doing it. And the focal point of Jongsong is how can we comfort God's heart. So that is always be the center or the focal point of our dedication when we do Jongsong. Always giving comfort to God. Okay? So this is the favorite word of our true parents. Okay? And this will allow us to offer more, give more. Okay? So when we offer Jongsong, just like when we participate in national condition, we have to offer our utmost sincerity into it. We have to give our sincerest devotion as if this is already a situation of a life and death situation, that this is our last chance to do it. Okay, so it's really important that we have to put our heart into it. Okay? So this is how true father did or lay the foundation for the establishment of the era that we are in right now, more especially what we call the Chun Ilguk era. He offered his life that every moment of his life is as if it is already the last minute that he had to do everything. So next tradition that we have to do is, aside from giving our utmost sincerity, we must study God's words. Okay? So how can we study God's words? It is practicing a tradition of Hondokhe. So it says here, the more you are busy, the more you need prayer. And the more you need prayer, the more you are busy, the more you need to receive inspiration coming from God. And the only way for us to receive inspiration is to constantly study and learn from His Word through our true parents. Okay? So it's really important that first and foremost, the first thing that we have to think of is after giving Jongsong is to read and study Father's words and study God's word through our true parents' guidance. So we should learn from Israelites. Israelites, they received manna from heaven. And great religious leaders in the past, they offered some time to study and even memorize the word of God, centering on the messages of the prophet that is being given. So likewise, in order for us to really show our utmost sincerity to God, to our true parents, let us learn from their words. Study their words. And not only study, because Father said study is not enough. We have to practice it little by little. Okay? We have to plant a seed of goodness coming from the things that we have learned from the words of our true parents. So tradition of Hondok is if we can establish the tradition of Hondok, we don't need to worry about the future of the second generation. Okay? Because we all know that when we do Hondok, we should do it as a family. We should study and learn together as a family. And after we read the words coming from our two parents, the guidance coming from our two parents, okay, that's the time that we needed to share so that we can see how much we have learned and how much we can practice it and how much it influenced our life. That's why Hundok means studying and learning together. And family is very important in doing Hondoke. All members of the family. So, in order for us to constantly practice Hondok, we should become the champion of Hondok. Okay? And to avoid the judgment of God's words, let us read, okay, the Holy Scripture at least it should be 100 times. Okay? So, meaning if we wanted to read it 100 times, we have to constantly read the Holy Scripture centering on the Chongsongyong or the upgraded Chongsongyong, the Champumogyong. Okay? Because Father said, these are the words of God. It is likened to a medicine that can cure every fallen nature that we have. Even the words of True Father in Chongsongyong before is, he said that this is the final word. This is the text that will guide you to develop a lifestyle centering on God. Because we can see everything into that book. How we should live our life, how we should connect to God, how we should do practical things so that we can really show that we are completely one with God, and how we should live our life together as a couple, as a family, and as a member of the community. Okay? And also, Hondok is the best way to unite mind and body. This is the best way to unite our mind and body. Because when you put in your Jongsong, our utmost sincerity in doing Hondoke, okay, we can feel every word that our two parents have given us through Hondok messages. That's why it's really important that we needed to promote Hondok tradition in all blessed families. All blessed families should constantly, every day, should do what we call Hondok tradition. Okay? And likewise, through Hondok tradition, we can start to train and practice to become a divine principle lecturer. Because we all know that the substance of the divine principle is in true parents' words. Okay? So all family members must become a divine principle lecturers. And the starting point for this is when we start to do Hondok tradition. Okay? And when we do Hondok tradition and practice divine principle lectures, okay, we can establish what we call home church. We can make our home become churches. That's why Father said before, true parents said before, that we don't need churches anymore because every house of a family members, it should become a church. It should be a center wherein God can come in. And in order for the family, for that family to become a center where God can come in, okay, family members or every member of the family should practice what we call Hondok tradition. And this is very important, okay? Because Hondok tradition makes the family unite together. Okay? So when we do Hondok He, these are the pointers that we have to do. Start with Kyungbe, okay? Recitation of the family pledge, at least one family pledge every day, okay? Either in Korean or in English, but the better if we can memorize the Korean family pledge. Because when we recite the Korean family pledge, we can be connected to our true parents directly. Okay? And we can feel the heart and the intensity of the gravity of how important, okay, the family pledge is into our life. And then after recitation of family pledge, a representative prayer is very important. Okay? It is important that we have to let every member of the family to become the representative prayer, to represent the family. It should not be only one member of the family should pray every day. Okay? We should share the responsibility to every member of the family so that everybody can learn how to offer a representative prayer. And then after representative prayer, there must be a unison prayer. And then after unison prayer is reading true parents' words. Okay? So every member of the family should read a part of the reading, should contribute so that everybody can feel that they are part of the tradition. Because sometimes if only one member of the family reads, sometimes the other uh, will not totally focus on learning from the reading. So when we read, we should pronounce the words and say it louder. Because according to Father, during Hondoke, the family is not the only one receiving or attending Hondoke, but even the spirit world is joining. Okay? So we should read aloud so that our ancestors can also listen to the words that comes from our true parents. Okay? And then after that, it is important also that there must be a sharing of reflection, sharing and giving some reflection, even just few liner reflection. At least there must be a sharing of things that we have learned and how we could practice it. Okay? The words of inspiration that we have received, it should not be only being shared, but we should also give a points how we could practice it into our life. Because from sharing of our way of practicing it, every member of the family can learn from each other. Okay? And also, we should multiply Hundok tradition, spread the inspiration that we have received. So share it to our brothers and sisters. How important and what are the inspiration that we have received as a family when we do Hondoke? So that everybody will also be inspired to constantly be connected to our two parents through constantly doing Hondoke as a family. So, um, sharing the Hondok tradition will allow us to do what we call the tradition of witnessing. Tradition of witnessing is a new life movement, not only to save people, but even to constantly maintain and sustain our life, our spiritual life, and our life of faith. That's why tradition of witnessing is very important. We have to constantly share. Okay, we have to constantly give education, share the principles, share God's love, share true parents' heart to other people. So we have to make a goal that we needed to meet this number of people every day. Okay? We have to at least people, share to people the principle. Father said, one person at a time. So if we will be sharing one person at a time, okay, if that person will share to another person, there will be three who will be receiving God's inspiration. And if these three people will share to another three people, there will be six people that will receive God's guidance. And constantly, okay? If we constantly share true parents' words, that's the time that we can make an environment or a community wherein we can organize a community that is being connected to God and our true parents. So Father said it is also important for us to set our own individual 40 days witnessing condition. Okay? So in doing a witnessing condition, at least three participants to a seminar. Attend a seminar and not only 2 days seminar, but even completing the 21 days seminar. Okay? And among the participants, at least there must be a blessing candidate. And at least there must be a one who will become active to the church. Even the others will not become active, at least we must have at least one that will become active. Okay? That will become a leader, that will become owner, who will also spread the same message. Because we cannot set everybody to become a members immediately. Okay? Because we have different life course. We have different course of restoration. So at least we have to target at least one at a time. So it's important that we have to do witnessing condition. And Father said it is also important if we can do it as a family. But if we cannot do it as a family, at least parents should do it so that we could become a model to our children. And so that children can also inherit the same tradition. So we need to do witnessing to create a foundation both in the high level and low level, in the grassroots level and into the low level into the community and high level into the community. So um, we should not be selective in terms of our witnessing, but we have to constantly share the principle to everybody, to all people. And Father said, most it is important that all people should enter the kingdom of heaven. And the only way for them to enter the kingdom of heaven is through through us sharing the principle. That's why the next tradition that we have to practice is the tradition of divine principle education. Okay? So the tradition of the divine principle education, it's really important that we have to understand the divine principle and how we could apply it into our life. It is not only intellectual understanding, but it should also be a life transforming. How we can apply the divine principle. Okay. So the starting point of divine principle education, it started with the 2-day divine principle education, 2-day seminar. And from this 2-day, this will be the starting point wherein people can understand the principle and its application. And Father said people should have a good understanding of the divine principle and application, as well as the importance of spiritual life. Because most especially nowadays, many new generation, okay, they already lost their spiritual life. They are being driven by a social environment that we have. So divine principle is very much education, and nobody can share this to other people except us blessed families. Okay? That's why Father said those who join the Unification Church go through the training course. There are 2 days, 7 days, 21 days, and 40 days workshop. Altogether, 70 days of training are needed. Through this training, fallen ignorant people are to be restored. Okay? So it's important that we have to go through a course of 2 days, 7 days, 21 days, and 40 days workshop, totaling into 70 days. Okay. So the 2 days workshop is for changing the new for the new to the new direction. From the ideological point of view, if looking at it from the providence of restoration, it is the same as the foundation for the providence of restoration. So that is the importance of the 2 days workshop. Okay? Actually, even blessed children, they should go through this course as well. Not only the first generation, but even second generation, so that they can have a deeper understanding of their value and how important their lineage or them as a representative of God substantially here on earth. And the 7-day workshop goes to the formation period. It is correlative to the Old Testament period providence. By entering here, one goes to welcome the New Testament period's Messiah. 7 days training is correlative to the Old Testament period and is the time for restoring the character of the formation stage. So this is the importance of the 7 days. It is the establishment of the formation stage restoration of our character. Okay? And the 21 days training is correlative to the New Testament period. After this workshop, you should be able to attend Jesus as the Messiah, perfecting the character of John the Baptist, that is to perfect the adopted child position. So that is the purpose of 21 days. It is not just a 21 days training. It is not just a 21 days seminar, but to develop our heart to understand and attend Jesus and to become, raising ourselves to become John the Baptist of the Messiah, or to be in the position of an adopted child position. So from here, by receiving the 40 days workshop, you are entering the completed testament. So welcoming the Messiah and entering the engrafted position, finally you are entering the position to make the heavenly new generation. By doing this, you are inheriting the heavenly son's position, which is better than the unfallen Adam's position. However, it is not over by inheritance. You must be equipped with the character of heavenly sons, and then you are able to enter the heavenly kingdom. That's why after 40 days, Father said, you must complete the 120 days. That includes divine principle, Hondok tradition, witnessing, and even all other activities that can allow us to practice a lifestyle of living for the sake of others. Because we should not only inherit, but we should equip our character with a character of becoming a heavenly son and daughter, so that we could become the the one that will not only entering but take ownership the heavenly kingdom. We can own the heavenly kingdom that our true parents is wanting to offer to God. Okay? So True Mother said, our task is to share the words of the principle unceasingly every day with new people and inspire them to attend 7 days, 21 days, and 40 days workshop and then receive the marriage blessing. We need to find many new members and make our Unification Church vibrant and full of life and spirit. That's why Mother set up the 60 weeks so that we could really create a heavenly parent holy community. So we have to constantly let people understand and be connected to God by constantly sharing the principle, either attending seminar or constantly letting them read the divine principle. Okay? Starting from 2 days, 7 days, 21 days, 40 days, and 120 days. And if we let them read the principle, it should start from 1 hour, 3 hours, 12 hours, Black Book, and the Chunilgup scriptures, or the 8 great textbook that our true parents have left us. So we should influence others. We should influence every member, every families around us, and even those people whom we wanted to be connected to God and true parents. So we should share the principle every day. We should let people be connected to God every day by sharing the principle. And then after that, we don't we will be constantly sharing them the tradition of what we call tithing, and that will lead towards economic independence. So a person who tithes will never perish, and those who do not do tithing cannot be considered as a real member of the family, or it is a duty, a heavenly duty. This is our heavenly duty to offer, to share, okay? Share everything to God first. Okay? We have to offer our utmost, okay? Starting with our tithes, either time tithes, monetary tithes, or even giving giving uh how do you call that? Yung pag-offer ng, kasi kind of tithes. Time tithes, monetary tithes, and giving ourselves, offering ourselves as a person who wanted to take ownership in the providence, or what we call people tithes, or offering people. Okay. So by practicing this, Father said that we can become independence in terms of our economy, and we will be never be perish. We will never go away from God. So even if you are poor but still maintain tithing, even God will be moved and support you. Okay? So when you tithe, when you give your tithes, we should give it with utmost sincerity as well. When we say with utmost sincerity, we never count how much we offer, but we offer it because we wanted to share our offering to God. We wanted to offer it to God. Okay? So aside from tithing, we should also offer our time. Okay? So we should fulfill our mission or support God's providence by offering our time and giving our time by becoming a missionary. Okay? So we should have that kind of missionary heart, missionary tradition. Because doing missionary work, this is incorporating the living for the sake of others. And this is the philosophy of true parents' life, living for the sake of others. And as a blessed family, we should also practice the same. We should be willing and be ready to live for the sake of others. I know that's already innate in us because that had been the tradition that we have been practicing since we joined the movement. But even we already started family, we should have that kind of heart. We should have that kind of practice in life that we wanted to offer our life for the sake of others constantly. Not only to our family members, but even to the extension of our family. That's why it's really important that we should become, okay? We should give time to offer our utmost sincerity to our Heavenly Parent by becoming a person who will become champion in fulfilling our responsibility to live for the sake of others. So in this way, we can become the citizens of Chunilguk. Okay? And Father said we should serve at least three nations. That's why Father said every second generation they must have at least five dialect that is being mastered. They must know how to speak with at least five dialects so that they can embrace five nation. Okay? And sorry, I was not able to edit this one. Mother said at least 30% of the population of the world should receive the blessing so that we could start a community that we can offer to Heavenly Parent. And pag sinabi nating 30% of the population, they should have a missionary lifestyle. They should have a missionary heart that they wanted to live for the sake of others. No matter how busy they are, they must be ready. We must raise them to be ready to offer their time, and they wanted to offer at least 10% of their time to be solely for God by practicing a lifestyle of living for the sake of others. So missionaries stand in the position as the representative of nation's king. Okay? And blessing will go to our descendants. And that will become our eternal asset in heaven. The treasure that we have is how much we offered a lifestyle of living for the sake of others. And that is a missionary tradition. Okay? And also, aside from developing a missionary tradition, a lifestyle of living for the sake of others, we must attend and comfort God's heart. And this is the tradition of Anshi Il, wherein the whole family should devotedly and constantly follow the tradition of Anshi Il. And from this, we can attend and comfort God's heart. Anshi Il is a very wonderful family tradition, and it is the best way to educate our second generation. Children learn not what we say, but what we do. And during Anshil, because Anshil is a family devotion that the whole family will do the tradition together every 8 days. Okay, we have to offer our family. Okay, starting led by the parents, and then the parents will guide the children to offer as well. Okay, that's why the Anshil tradition is the parents will do the will offer a bow, and then after that the children will offer a bow to the parents. And this is sharing the tradition and letting them. We will not only say to them the tradition, but we will let them do the tradition together. That's why Anshil is a very wonderful family tradition, and it is the best way to educate our families. Okay, and so how do we do Anshil pledge? From the eldest to the youngest, each child kisses the father and then the mother. Sit in circle, read through parents' words, okay, using divine principle, Chongsongyong peace messages, and then passing reading from one to another. And then after reading, each will be asked to share about the reading or report about what happened in the past 8 days. And when finished, father usually gives something to the children, so that the children can literally see how much the parents is giving towards the children. And from this, the children can also understand that they have the responsibility to share to others. So this is how do we do the Anshil pledge. And husband and wife should absolutely love each other. After 12 years, blessing will surely come. Okay? So one way of showing the tradition and showing the love of husband and wife is by doing what we call the and family tradition of Anshi Il. Okay? Because in front of the children, the parents needed to kiss and embrace each other, and the children will also kiss the parents and embrace the parents. So this is the time that we can make connection to each other and listen to each other. So family fellowship in the evening is all. If we cannot do it in the morning, we can do until in the evening. And also through our witnessing tradition, we can always invite new guests to our family fellowship or Sunday service or Sunday fellowship. So we have to do it to do all of this tradition together as a family. Next is tribal Messiah tradition. This is the last, this is the proclamation of our true parents as our final portion of responsibility. And it is our eternal responsibility to create God's tribe. Okay? So this is a making a commitment that I can do something for God. And this is the fundamental factor for the establishment of Chunilguk. And this is the starting point of God's homeland. Raising our tribe to become connected to heavenly lineage. Receiving the tradition and receiving the blessing. Changing the blood lineage by receiving the blessing. And this is our ultimate offering to Heavenly Parent and to our true parents. Raising our tribe, making our tribe to become a heavenly tribe, and we will be doing the tradition together. And this is the way in order for us to establish the basic foundation for us to establish the Chunilguk nation. Device starting from a family it will be expanded to a community. From a community through raising tribal messiahs, that's the time that we can establish a nation. So this is the formula, this is the basic formula that our two parents have given to us. Okay? So blessing the tribe is to form a heavenly tribe, starting with the three couples, 33 couples, 72 couples, 124 couples, up to 430. Not only couples, but families. Okay? So we will start to raise at least three families at a time. Okay? From three families, we can expand to 33 families. From 33 families, we can expand to 72 families, 124, and ultimately 430. Why do we need to start with three families? Because once we can raise the three family to become the owner of the tradition of the heavenly tradition, and they wanted to raise their tribe, this will become the leader of the 33. And the 33 will also become the leader of 72. And 72, they will become the co-leader of the 124. And 124 will be our um, next generation leadership that will guide the 430 families. So this is the formula that our two parents have shown us how we could raise our tribe. And husband and wife should work together in fulfilling what we call heavenly tribal Messiah. It should not only one member of the family. It should not only one it should not only be the husband, it should not only be the wife, but both husband and wife should work together. Work hand in hand, heart to heart to establish the heavenly tribal Messiah. Okay? And last would be the tradition of three great inheritance of faith. That is establishment of absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Absolute faith to God, absolute love to God, and absolute obedience to God. And how can we do it? Through raising our relationship together as a absolute faith with each other, absolute love with each other, and absolute obedience with each other as a representative or as the image of God. Okay? And this tradition, this inheritance of faith should be established within the relationship of a husband and wife so that the children can also inherit the same faith. Faith and love and obedience. But if we fail to do this, that's the time that we will be raising our children not to be obedient towards heavenly tradition. Okay? So once we can do all of these things, we can practice all of this tradition, okay? We can say that we are almost in the finish line. We are almost in the verge of building or realizing the establishment of the kingdom of heaven in the level of a community, in the level of the heavenly community that our true mother is always asking us to do in order for us to establish substantially a one nation that God can be proud of. So it's really important that we have to do all of this tradition because our timetable is nearly ending now. Diba? 2027. Although sinasabi natin na 2027, that is just the beginning. But in order for us to really make a new beginning, a, a good start, we must start to lay the foundation now. We must now establish the foundation wherein we could lay a solid foundation so that 2027 would be the proclamation of the Heavenly Parent Holy Community. And we can invite God to come to settle to every communities that we have, centering on the tribe that we have created. So it's really important because true parents already set the model course. Okay? True parents already set the tradition, how we should do the 40 days, centering on the Messiah's individual course from 1920 to 1960. And true parents set the tradition for the family, centering on the 1962 year 2000. That is the 40 years course of our true parents to stabilize the family. And we are now in the era wherein we needed to establish, okay, the course of kingship. And we are now in the era of the, the expansion of the kingship of God from the family to tribe and to the community. That's why what we are working now up to 2027 is the establishment of the Heavenly Parent Holy Community. And this is now the expansion of the course of kingship. True parents already set up everything for us. The only thing that we needed to do is how much we wanted to expand and how much we are willing to expand the foundation that they have laid. And nobody can do this except us blessed families because we are the one who directly inherit everything from our true parents through receiving the blessing from our true parents. So blessed families, we are already being called, okay? And we are already being destined and we are determined to be glorified once we will fulfill our portion of responsibility. True parents already proclaimed, okay? True parents already established what we needed. And the only thing that we needed is to expand the foundation that they have. That's why Father said, I envy nothing in this world. I have no interest in the things of the fallen world. My lifelong cherished desire has been this. Should not I be able to die in God's ideal nation, where God can protect me? If I do not bring this about during my lifetime, then will not mine have been a miserable life? I must establish this nation before I die and live there even if only a single day. This is the last wish of our true parents. And this is also what our true mother wanted us to offer as a filial sons and daughters of our true parents. So I hope that through this tradition, practicing this tradition, we can really create and we can better our environment. It's not for true parents only, it's not for us only, but most especially, this is the best offering that we can give to our next generation. Because the one that will be benefited is no other than our children, our grandchildren, and the next generation that will come after us. So, with this, I hope that we all do our part. We all work together and we will contribute together in every little way that we can to establish God's nation substantially here on earth. So, good morning to everybody.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Randy, for these wonderful lectures that you shared with us. Thank you so much also to our heavenly parents and true parents for giving us these very wonderful lectures, heavenly tradition towards the realization of God's heavenly nation. Truly, true parents are great. Today's lectures are really very clear message, have a very clear message on how we can realize God's heavenly nation. It's amazing. True parents truly have that great vision for this world on how we can truly substantialize the kingdom of heaven here on the physical world. So, anyway, let's proceed to our takeaways, reflections, and sharing. So, how's everybody? Any any volunteer? I don't know. I cannot see who wants to volunteer. I'm sorry. Anyway, I think it's better if I call somebody to share. So again, let's call first from our elder brothers. Hello po, good morning po, Kuya Alan Cadano. Hello po, Kuya. Can you share some of your
Good morning.
reflections? Thank you
Good
po.
morning. Okay. I will not switch on my camera.
Okay.
It was 1980 when I joined the church. I was still a student at that time. Talking about church activities, well, from 1980, I think it was February before my birthday, when I just passed on at one center where the name of the center was Unification Center. I tried to go inside, knock the door, but there was nobody in there. By the way, it was in Davao City. Nobody was in there. I tried to get inside, but I could not see anything except one fourth of a plywood that's used as a blackboard. But there was nothing in there. No books, no chairs, and no people. So I was just asking myself why it is called Unification Center. There was nobody in there. So I tried to get out, but I was thinking maybe this is like YMCA. But YMCA has people. Somehow there are chairs or tables where you can study. But anyway, I just go out and continue my work, my walking, going to a university, my school. By the way, can you hear me? Am I audible? Okay.
Yes po, sir.
So another thing was after our first term final examination in our college, I tried to go inside a Catholic cathedral, San Pedro Cathedral, because I was somehow afraid that maybe I will fail to our mathematics exam because I could not answer it fully. It was difficult, differential calculus. So I tried to go to a cathedral and pray. God will help me. But already the examination was done. When I got out, I met my neighbor also going inside the cathedral. So nagkasalisihan kami. But she asked me to accompany her. Anyway, I just finished my examination. I was free already. So I tried to go with her. It was just walking distance. So from the San Pedro Cathedral going to the center, about maybe 7 to 10 minutes walk. It happened that she was going to the Unification Center. And I told her, I have been here before, but nobody was there. Nobody was in there. Oh, really? Somebody is there that are giving lectures. Eh, the last time I came here, nobody was in there. There was nothing. But I just tried to go with her. And there were lecturers. There were no good chairs. But I could see the lecturers are not teachers. They are wearing rough, ordinary clothes.
Mm.
And they are using Manila paper for their lectures. That was 1980. There was no 2-day seminar, 3 days, 7 days, 21 days. We only have series of lectures. Chapter 1, then after chapter 1, if you don't have extra time, you can go. If you have another extra time, you can proceed to another chapter. So there were only series of lectures. But witnessing before was not difficult.
Mm.
After my chapter 1, I tried to bring my 3 classmates because we have no more classes. We just finished our final examination. So I brought 3 of my classmates to also listen to chapter 1. At that time, I was already in chapter 2, but there were no other lecturers. So I just tried to listen again to chapter 1, joining my 3 classmates. Series of lectures until we finished chapter 9, because chapter 9 was about principle of restoration, centering on Adam to Noah to Moses up to the Lord of the second coming. So the other chapter 9 to 16 chapters are given in one lecture. So chapter 9 was very, very long. After you finish the Lord of the second advent, the prayer will be very, very solemn, sacred, and strong. The lecturer will pray full of tears, and then you can just listen at the back after the prayer. Some brothers and sisters, maybe 2 or 3, will be singing behind you, "Oh, my child, come home again."
Oh.
So you would feel the spirit of God welcoming you. So that was the lifeline, the style or strategy before.
Mm.
No 7 days, no 21 days. We only have a series of lectures. By the way, after I finished chapter 2, my other classmates have to also continue to chapter 2. But there were no lecturers again. So I tried to just continue with my classmates. So we were 4 already, continuing our lectures. But on chapter 3, I tried to bring another one, but no other will give lectures. But there were the Manila papers for chapter 1, Manila papers for chapter 2. And since there were no other lecturers, because the lecturers are giving lectures on chapter 5, chapter 6, so they are loaded with many lectures. I have no other way but to give the lecture of chapter 1 to the new visitor or guest. I don't have enough experiences yet. I was just on chapter 3, but I have to give chapter 1 lecture already.
Oh.
So it was that kind of spiritual, maybe I can say it's spiritual cooperation. But one thing is, there were no other centers, no other spiritual group except the Baptist. So you can invite many people, even inside the San Pedro Cathedral. We can witness people in there, inside, invite them to the center. From the university, invite your classmates. They will go to the center. Just bring them in. So after chapter 9, you are encouraged to become a full-time member, a student member. So I was already in third year college that time. So I was thinking of moving in to the center, continuing my studies, but I stay already in the center. They call it move in members. So it is just like student members, but you are already staying in the center. So you do also the missions, all the missions in there, fundraising, witnessing, meron pang food racing. Yeah,
Gracing.
because when we just witness, you have to be lecturer. And those full-time members will do the fundraising. Sometimes you will just be alone in the center, and when guests will come back, no other way but you have to give lectures. When the fundraisers will come, it will be in the afternoon, sometimes the following day. So you don't have anything. So you have to food raise, ask vegetables in the market. You have no money to buy foods. These are very sacrificial way of life before. After 1980 or before 1980, I became full-time. I stopped my studies. In the 1981, I was assigned to Cebu. Actually, going to Cebu was very difficult because I have no money to use as pamasahe. So I was just doing it as a missionary, asking for a ride without pamasahe. And reaching Butuan, I was hold up. So nang lilimos ka na nga, na-hold up ka pa. So wala ka ng pamasahe, but going to the pier, the port, para sumakay ng barko, lakad ka na ng lakad, gabing-gabi, walang ilaw, but you can see from the very, very far a light. And there was no street light, darkness, but you have to walk, walk, walk until you reach that light. It was the pier. And I could see some Roro, and I have to go to the Roro without any fare. So I just tried to sit down, but andun na, hingian na ng ticket, and I told deck, on deck person, seaman. Sir, missionary po ako. Wala po akong pamasahe. Mawa po kayo. Dito lang po ako. Missionary kasi kami. Wala akong pamasahe. Wala akong dalang pera. Walang dalang gamit. Naawa yung tao. Sabi niya, oh, dito ka na lang ha. Huwag kang lumabas dito. And he pointed out sa ilalim ng isang tulugan, yung tulugan na yung foldable na parang tolda na lang sa trapal na sa ng wooden, tapos pwede mong i-fold. So doon ako sa ilalim para hindi ako makita ng checker. But I reached Cebu early morning, and I do not know the center in there. But it was Kuya Eric, our leader from Davao City. But silently, secretly, he called Cebu Center to meet me doon sa pier. So I was there in the pier and trying to pray, where will I go? Lumabas na lang ako sa pier, and I saw one member calling my name. And ikaw yung galing sa Davao. Tara na, punta tayo sa center. So all those miracles, all those sacrifices, you don't know anywhere, you don't know anybody, you have no money, but you have to do your mission. Sacrifices, full of sacrifices. Talking about morning devotion, it was called morning service before. And it's done about 6 o'clock in the morning. Pag Sunday service, 5 o'clock, Sunday pledge. Morning service, yeah, the same with the family tradition. Representative prayer, unison prayer, then reading. After reading, everyone will share anything about the reading. But if there are no more time, at least there's 3, 4 who will do sharing. Sometimes one will be assigned to do sharing a day before the morning service. Sabihin ng leader, ikaw mag-sharing bukas ha. Ikaw mag-lead ng morning service ha. So you will be shaking because you don't know what to share. We don't have divine principle books. Nothing to read on. There's only the green book level 4. So you can use it, but as if you are giving testimony. So that happened. And then the first 21-day workshop was in Cebu. That was in 1981. Series of lectures, chapter 1 to 9, and then moving, witnessing, lecturing, fundraising, food raising, and then pioneering. And then after pioneering, we joined the 21 days. The first 21 days was in Cebu. I think it was on April or March. That was the first one with Brother John Dorosky, the lecturer, Lolo Ulrich as an assistant lecturer. After the 21 days, we were assigned also to go to another place again, Pioneer. But after the 21 days, I was asked to join the National Fundraising Team, NFT. We were given 40 days fundraising condition. Purpose to buy for Helio Cebu Center. After 40 days, ay kulang pa pambili ng Cebu Center. So another 40 days fundraising. So naging 80 days yung fundraising until nabayaran yung Cebu Center. That was the first property of the church. You do fundraising where you don't know where the place, where to go. Baka mawala ka pa papunta doon, balik sa center. But you have a goal. 40 packs of peanut brittle in a day. Busin mo itong 40 packs sa 350 ang isang balot. No? Pag bibili sila ng tatlo, 10 pesos. May discount sila. So, ask them to buy 3 packs para may discount sila. Do not sell isa-isahan. Pero kung talagang walang pera, isa lang, 350. So, yun ang fundraising mission. Naging very sacrificial noon. Pag wala nang makain, food raising ulit, magluluto, wala pang gasol noon, panggatong. So those are tremendous sacrifices. After those 80 days fundraising, I was nabili na yung Cebu Center. So we were called to do pioneering. I was assigned to do pioneering in Manila. So Taft Center, we call it Taft, Manila, was the first center in Manila. And I think we were 3 or 5 assigned to Pioneer Manila. No? First was fundraising. Look for a place, a house that you can rent. Kung wala pang bahay, do fundraising hanggang gabi. Pag wala ka pang matulugan, punta ka sa isang bahay, makisuyo ka. We are missionaries po, pwedeng matulog sa inyo. Kahit isang gabi lang, kahit dito lang kami sa balkonahe, kahit dito lang kami sa garahe. So, that was our life before until we can reach certain money pang down payment doon sa renta. And once you have the place, you make it as a center and then make the Manila paper lecture as our lecturing material. Do the witnessing. One will do witnessing. One will continue fundraising. One will serve as lecturer. What else can you do? Until we were called back again to join the first 40-day international workshop seminar. The first one in Asia. held in Antipolo. That's Antipolo 1. We were still renting Antipolo 1. But when it was Asia workshop, leaders from Asia, there were no other Asian countries. Manila and USA. So Reverend David, I forget his name, but David, I forget the family name. David Jandrowski and Nanette Dorosky, the wife, they were lecturers. But it was also the time that Murutani arrived. Murutani gave the lecture about victory over communism because that was his mission in Japan. So it was a very terrible workshop because you don't have food, you don't have chairs, you just have to sit down on the floor, listen to the lectures, and then try to have a paper where you can write notes. After the 40 days, you are sent to another place, you do pioneering again. But I go back to Manila Center. We continue our mission in Manila Center. So the first who become full-time member was Kathy Kibral. Kathy Kibral, now still in Cavite, and Patrick Margate. Patrick Margate is now here in Japan ever since after he was that. But he was the fruit of that center. Dumami yan, pero I cannot remember the rest. But we do it. No? It was not Hondoke. We call it morning service. Pag Sunday, there is Sunday pledge. Parang matatakot ka lang sa morning service. Kasi once natawagin ka, hindi mo alam kung anong isi-share mo. Kasi reading, divine principle din lang eh. But once they will call you, the leader will say, share your testimony. Na ano bang testimony ko? Paano ba mag-testimony? Anong sasabihin mo? Because we don't have the tradition yet. Only we were given a kind of outline, a program, representative prayer, unison prayer. Then there is something to read. Sometimes merong reading, mga true father speeches. Pero typewritten lang ba? Typewritten lang. And then hindi lang yung pang Xerox machine. Yung carbon copy. Yung carbon copy na i-type mo, andun yung first page, second page, third page. Kawawa ang center kung third page ng may bigay sa'yo. Kasi hindi na klaro yung mabasa mo eh. That's how poor we are. Too poor. But we have to survive. I don't, excuse me, nag-emote na ako. Well. my three classmates also moved in. They also became missionaries. They became full-time. And meron na rin spiritual apo. So you have to raise them up. Sometimes, during the morning service, or after the lecture, series of lecture, sometimes one will give you a folded 1/4 sheet of paper. And then, pag mabasa mo yun, it's a quote from a Bible. Uh, it's what they want to give to you, but it's a Bible verse. It becomes inspiring if you receive one. Sometimes one of the lecturers you got will give that to you. But not all people will receive it. No? Usually, yung mga winitnessan mo, spiritual son, spiritual child mo, ikaw ang magbibigay sa kanya. That's an inspiration. That's not really a tradition, but it was an activity that we make to inspire them, even by Bible verse only. After Manila Center, I was sent to Bohol. We were three again. Lydia Marquez, Tessie Edig, and myself. So the same thing, fundraising, hanap ng bahay, down payment, renta, so fundraising. And before, we don't have a fundraising item. We have to cook the peanut brittle. You use the brown sugar, yung mani, i-grind mo yung mani, or hindi i-grind, parang biyak-biyakin mo. You use rolling pin, biyak-biyak mo yung peanut, and you have to put it on the table, slice it like 1/4 sheet of paper inside, put it inside a small plastic, seal it using a candle, and that's your fundraising item. The first member in Cebu was Narding Saripa. When I witnessed him, he was just lying on or in the middle of the street. Naka-brief lang siya. Lasing. Near our center. I was the lecturer. But as there were no guests that time, I tried to get out from the center just nearby para meron akong mawitnessan. But I saw that brother. Lasing siya. Ginising namin kasi dumating si Sister Tessie. Sabi na, Brad, magbihis ka, huwag dito. Masagasaan ka dito. Magbihis ka. Oh, nakabold ka lang dyan. Magbihis ka. Punta tayo sa center. Inom ka na lang ng kape doon. He tried to listen, nagbihis siya. And then we waited for him. dinala namin sa center, pinainom ng kape, nahimasmasan, and I gave him Divine Principle Chapter 1. Chapter 1 pa lang, the following day, nag-move in na siya. That was Boro Center. Narding has a son by now. He's already blessed. And his son is having a 40-day separation. I think tapos na yung 40-day separation niya. They have started maybe the family.
Uh, 1 week pa po yata.
Mhm. So that's Dominic. Before before he went to Palawan, I still was doing follow-up with Narding Saripa, Leonardo Saripa. And I asked him kasi nakita ko yung anak niya na andun lang nakatulog-tulog, high school student, tamad pang mag-aral. Sinabi ko, wait, punta ka ng headquarters, mag-lecture ka. Sabi ko kay Naring, dalhin mo yung anak mo sa sa center. Turuan mo ng divine principle. So, his own son become his spiritual son. No? Pinadala niya doon sa Palawan para mag full-time doon. But the leader there claimed him as his spiritual son. Kaya nagkaroon na ng issue about spiritual children. Yung agawan ng spiritual children. Yun ang isang parang issue noon sa center. Spiritual son mo, tapos aagawan iba. Sometimes sabihin lang adopted the spiritual son. So that's it. That's family life in Philippines. Davao Center, Cebu Center, and Cubao Center. The headquarters before the first headquarters was Cubao Center. It was Nanette Dorosky, the first national leader before. But her husband from Iran or Saudi was Jan Dorosky. And when Jan Dorosky arrived in the Philippines, they started their family. But the first three missionaries in Japan were not them. It was Ulrich Bolkel, Mr. Gray from USA, and another one from Japan. I think the name is Hiro. Jiro. Jiro went back to Japan because of language barrier. The American got a chapter 2 issue. He went back to America. One left, it was Ulrich Bolkel. And most of the members were on his name. That was family life, Philippine history. Start from a Manila paper lecture. No projector. No whiteboard. No blackboard. Swerte yung center na merong blackboard. And the goal in witnessing three spiritual children. Chapter 1 pa lang ako, 3 na yung dala ko. Kaya I have 3 spiritual children already that time. Magsa-chapter 2 pa lang ako, sila mag-chapter 1. So, those are easy but very sacrificial way of life, missionary life. What else? 9, dala-dala ka na nila mag-food racing, mag-fundraising. Pag wala pang center, mag-pioneering ka, makikitulong ka. Kung wala talagang mag-accept sa'yo, no choice, doon ka sa plaza, matutulog ka doon sa plaza. Continue your fundraising the following day. Sometimes, pag umuulan, walang kukuha sa'yo, you have to go to the police station. Makisuyo ka doon. Sir, pwedeng dito muna kami, umuulan. Bakit? Missionary po kami. Wala pa po kaming center. Diyan kayo sa tabi. Diyan kayo sa tabi. Pero magulo dito. Kasi mamaya, magdatingan na yung mga nahuli na may magsisigawan. May mga magdebatehan. Kaya hindi kayo makakatulog. Sige lang sir, basta hindi kami maulanan. But you cannot really sleep. Andun ka sa kulungan. Sometimes para kung may magbubugan doon, dalhin ka ng pulis doon sa loob ng kulungan. No? Doon ka nila i-safety. Yung wala pang tao. Kulungan. So doon ka safety ka sa loob ng kulungan. Hindi ka tatamaan ng bugbugan. That's life. What else shall we do? Wala kami ibang choice naman. Pioneering. Dami. Manila Center, Bohol Center, then Batangas, Lawag, Dagupan, and then to Dumaguete, yun ang yun. So, Carp Center. Then we have the One Wado, 1983 or 1983 or 84, the first time when we had Jerry Servito arrived in the Philippines. There was no One Wado martial arts program, but when we set in from Manila Airport, dala namin sa Manila headquarters. Yan na yung embassy building at headquarters. Nabili na yun. It was the third property we got. Then, sinuloy namin sa kwarto nila. And then, nagtaka kami. Scratching siya. He was trying to use the Hamas. Nag-scratching siya. Scratching niya 180 degrees. And we were so amazed. Oh, are you a martial artist? Yes, I got my black belt. Oh, turuan mo kami. So the following day, morning, 5 o'clock, that was our first One Wado social hall. We call it social hall. It was the old center headquarters. Hindi pa ganyan noon na tulad ngayon talagang renovated. There was a social hall at the back doon kami One Wado. That was 1983, the first time. After I got my yellow belt, I was assigned back to Cebu City. I taught Divine Prince, One Wado, just by yellow belt. The first One Wado class outside Manila. So pioneering pa rin yung One Wado. Well, I have to stop. Iba naman mag-sharing. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much po, Kuya Alan Cadano. Your experiences are really very unique and challenging and very great. So grateful indeed to our early members, our elders who experiences all those things, and yet they are still here around us. Truly, we are so grateful. Thank you so much po, Kuya, for sharing. Through your sharing, we can have that understanding of how our church members in the early days, their experiences, how do they live, because probably some of our members didn't experience those kind of things this time. So truly you invest all your heart, your effort, your devotion, sacrifices, sweat, blood, and tears. Without those pioneers like Kuya Alan, so we will not be here this time. Truly, thank you very much po. We appreciate all your sacrifices, all those experiences and devotions. Thank you. So this time, may I call our elder brother also, our Kuya Fulgencio de la Cruz. Please share or have some reflection and takeaways regarding today's lecture or your experiences. Onegaishimasu. Kuya Fulgencio, are you still there?
Yes, Mr. Dila.
Thank you, Kuya.
No. No. I really appreciate Kuya Alan's history, how our church started in the Philippines. Thank you, Kuya Alan. Sila talaga yung pioneering dito sa Philippines. At siguro kami na rin kami yung products naman nila sa mga students noong 1983. Doon na rin kami siguro dumating. Sa Intramuros Center. Doon kami kasama namin sila. That time si Ate Mila ang center doon leader. Mga staff niya sila Dr. Lim, sila Tidada Latika, Baby Apatan, if I remember. Si Kuying, yan mga nasign doon. Cesar Orquillas. Pa yun. So, doon kami na-witnessan. Ako na-witnessan sa Tramuros sa school namin sa Mapua.
mental shelter.
Yes, yung lecture ni Brother Andy ngayon, it's a good reminder to me personally na kailangan na inculcate sa family at maging tradition na ito ng mga bata. At sila talaga yung sabi kanina, no, kapag na-establish natin mamanahin na lang nila yung tradition. And so, maganda laging itong lecture na to once again na i-review sometimes meron ding kami minsan na hindi na big sabihin na namimiss na rin namin yung family hundokhe. So yeah. So it's a reminder that we have for us, for me, na talagang we have to make it in a daily manner with the children. Importante yun na reminder sa akin. Yeah. Salamat. Yun lang ang may share ko. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much po, Kuya Fulgencio. So truly, today's lecture for me also is really like also a very clear system, heavenly system of our beloved true parents in order to realize God's heavenly nation, God's heavenly family. So truly, if we can put into practice all of those things, then truly our family can become the kingdom of heaven, and all the blessed families also can truly become the Chonilgok citizen. So anyway, every day we keep striving, even though sometimes we miss, but the next time, let's try again, never give up. So until we perfect, until we truly resemble and truly substantialize all of these traditions from true parents. So never stop on trying. Keep trying every day. Because as I understand, God never stopped giving up on us. So we also within ourselves, let's not stop giving up on ourselves and in our family. We just need to keep remind each other and support each other so that we can truly put into practice all of the teaching that we receive in this early morning, and that we can guide our second generations also. So thank you po. So this time I call.
And
Do you have something to say, Kuya?
Yes. If Kuya, maganda kung maisulat ni Kuya Alan yung Philippine history.
Oo.
Yeah, totoo. Very precious yung mga yan. And, that anyone can read in the future by the children.
Yeah.
Oh, maganda yan. Even Dr. Lim, dami niyang story. Siya naman, pag may story, from the very beginning, from America to Philippines.
Oh. Siguro.
Walang tulugan
Sabi
pag
ko,
si
paano
Tito Lim.
maisusulat kaya lahat yung mga yun? Ano, siya kasi ang nag-receive mong yung 3 missionary dito. Pinauna mo na rito, and then, kaya lang may story siya na talagang may disunity talaga. May disunity sila. Kaya yung mga 3 missionary na napunta rito. Kaya yun, yung nga sinasabi ni Kuya Alan kanina, napakapyawan. Siya yung Dr. Lim ko unang nalaman yun. Tapos yung isa, yung si Mr. David yata yun. Isa sa mga kanila na nagsabihin na lang, na chika, kumbaga about chapter 2 daw. This is sa atin na lang yun, pero yung sabi ni Dr. Lim. Then, ang pinaka-youngest that time daw si Mr. Ulrich. So, siya yung naman, isang German, isang Japan, saka American, talagang magkakaaway. Pero yun. Magandang kwan siguro, ilagay din sa history din. Pero yung sabi, yung storya ni Kuya Ala, very precious yung mga yun.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So this time, may I call Sister Amy? Please share something regarding today's lecture, your experience, or anything you want to share. Onegaishimasu.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, elders and brothers and sisters. Good morning, Sir Randy, Sir Alan, Sir Fulgencio, and Tita Nela, and Tita Nela. Si Tita Tere nawala kasi brand out daw sa kanila. Kaya maya break. Kaya first, maraming salamat kay Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Thank you so much, Kuya Alan, sa pagpayuner na nandito kami. As,
Yes.
yes,
Aju.
Yes, Aju. Kaya buhay na buhay ang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa mga elders. Kaya nung ako ay na-restore at na-experience ko din po kung baga apu-apu-apuhan ako sa mga katuhod-tuhudan mula kay Kuya Alan. Kaya na-experience ko din po yung mga ganong experiences, pero mas grabe po yung experience sa mga elder. Kaya nung naka-receive po ako ng Divine Principle, very question talaga ako. No, first, paano naging Misaya si True Parents? No, kasi ako devoted ang pamilya ko Catholic. Kaya nung na-restore ako through by heart, yung heart ko talaga, kumbaga galing ako sa namatay yung father ko. Kaya parang sobrang ang pag-accept ko, parang yung believe ko, parang guide pa rin ng father ko na hindi ako mapariwala, hindi ako mapawala. Kaya thank you so much kay sa mga pioneer na through sa CARP naging naging complete. Noon natatanggap ko yung divine principle, talagang sabi ko noon sa lecture sila Kuya Joshua, Apostol at saka Kuya Julie, na sabi ko paano. Kaya nung yung pukusan ako ni Kuya Joshua sa lahat ng mga kina-question ko, talagang sabi niya, mafe-feel ko daw yung God's heart through sa mission. Kaya nung natanggap ko yung divine principle, I really, from the start, it's not easy, very difficult, but later on, natatanggap ko yung iyak hanggang nalampasan ko at ako yung makapasmile-smile na nasabi ko ito na yung ma-feel ko yung God's heart talaga, na yung sabi ni Kuya Joshua na kung gusto mo maka-feel talaga ng God's heart, magdaan ka sa fundraising, witnessing, pioneering, lahat na lang talaga ng pati food race. Talagang na-experience ko na very challenge talaga sa akin na ma-restore na kung paano pinaintindi sa akin bakit kailangan ko yung gawin as a missionary mission. Kaya yung tradition talaga makatanggap ng divine principle na kung mapakinggan lang so easy, pero pag do it talaga so difficult na, pero sa paraan ng divine principle talaga ma-overcome yung mga conditionist na hindi na makayanan, pero dahil na makayanan dahil sa divine principle na tinuro sa atin ni True Parents, lalo na si True Father. Kaya nung naka-experience ako na yung sabi nga kanina sa lecture na ma-feel mo yung you have everything, no? Ma-overcome mo yung everything kung meron kang jongsong. Kaya that's true. Totoo po yun. That's true na true sa jongsong talaga, ma-develop talaga natin yung alignment, lalo na ako naka-experience ako ng sobrang difficulties, trials, problems. Doon ko talaga na-experience na more, no? Na-study ko kasi meron akong inadala everyday yung tradition na volume 2, no, na book na maliit lang siya, nakasya lang sa maliit ko na bag. Dala-dala ko talaga yung nag-mission ako na yung sabi nga na ma-experience yung mission sa iba-ibang bansa. Dala-dala ko talaga yon mula sa Asia hanggang nagpa-Amerika ako, hanggang saan ako na-assign sa Japan, napunta sa Korea. Kaya talagang na-feel ko talaga, na sabi ko ito na yung sabi sa akin noon ng bata pa ako, na dapat mafe-feel ko yung Father's heart, no? Ang God's heart, na ito na yun, no? Pinagdaan, alam yung experience mo na ipadala ka sa Asia na mag-isa ka, pero nung dahil sa tradition book na nababasa ko, halos ma-memorize ko na yung tradition volume to Life of Faith, na sabi kung mag-difficult tayo, father side, mother side, lagi nating isipin na nandoon si Father na hinahawakan tayo, hinahatak tayo pataas. Kaya talagang nalalampasan ko yung mga trials ko, dahil parang kasi sa Catholic noon, pag once na may decision yung elder na katikis namin, nag-open siya ng Bible, tapos babasahin niya yung kung positive yung message, ibig sabihin ikaw yung mag-accept ng mission. Kaya parang nadadala-dala ko yun, na pag once may difficulties ako, may mga problems ako, nagpe-pray po muna ako sa sulok, tapos pinubuksan ko yung tradition volume 2 ko, tapos nababasa ko yung about tradition, about life of faith, about trials. Kasi yung tradition book volume 2, nandoon po talaga lahat yung idea ni Father na ginawa para sa mission, kung paano natin makakayanan. Kaya na-experience ko na one time nang umiyak talaga ako noon, nung buhay pa si Kuya Cesar Orquillas. Umiyak talaga ako nang umiyak, kasi sabi ko, bakit ipadala ako sa Amerika, mag-isa lang ako mag-alis. Sabi ko, ayaw ko alis sa Philippines. Kaya sobrang iyak ako noon, bakit kailangan? Kasi doon na ako, nung nakapunta na ako sa Amerika, doon ko na kailangan ko pala mag-spread ng words ni God, hindi lang sa fundraising. Kasi pag nagpa-fundraising, makamit ng iba-ibang lahi na mayroon ka minsan na hindi mo expected na may meet na kailangan pala nila ng kausap. Especially na makatanggap ng inspiration na paano din makakayanan yung mga trials, paano makakayanan yung mga problems. Kaya yung dahil nakayanan ko sa sarili ko, sa life of faith ko, kaya share ko din yung nagmi-mission ako sa Asia at saka sa ibang bansa na kailangan ko pala as a missionary na hindi lang magpo-focus sa isang mission kundi talagang magbibigay din ng inspiration sa others. Although kahit anong man silang lahi. Kaya very thankful talaga ako sa mga elders kasi noon nung bago pa lang ako naririnig ko yung mga testimony ng mga elders, sobrang naiyak ako tapos nasabi ako na kung mayaman lang ako hindi maghirap ang unification ganun ang wishes ko. Kaya nung nagkaroon ako kasi syempre nung missionary pa, that's true na sabi ni Kuya Alan na naka-experience din na mag-alis ako na naghingi ako ng pamasahe, bigay sa akin peanut brittle. Nagulat ako, sabi ko, anhin ko to? Tapos sabi niya, ayan, pamasahe mo. Binigyan ako 10 peanut brittle. Kasi binta pa pala yun, pamasahe. Kaya sobrang talaga natitrain talaga ako mag-grow na ganito pala yung kaya paglabas pa lang sa center, mag-umpisa ka na magbenta sa kapitbahay ng peanut brittle para may pamasahe sa pupuntahan. Kaya nung naka-experience din ako, kung makanood sa YouTube, may experience din ako na how many years ako hindi nakauwi sa Mindanao. At kailangan ko magbakasyon kasi na-assign ako sa headquarters at saka sa Antipolo. One, na kailangan mag-uwi ako. Ang binigay sa akin, isang box na ginseng. O ayan, uwi ka sa Mindanao. Kaya talagang sabi ko, ganito talaga pag once as missionary, hindi pera ang ibibigay kundi items. Ganon. Kasi yon ang kailangan, ang items na yun na maging pera. Kaya sa natutunan ko na as a carpo ako, talagang nung naka-attend ako ng 120 days, talagang yung sabi yun nga kanina sa lecture ni Sir Randy, na talagang ginstudihan namin lahat ng Divine Principle books ni Father. Talagang habang nagbabasa, kahit sabihin natin na hindi tayo madadala, pero madadala na yung mga experience ni Father na subang nakakaiyak. No? Tapos biglang may book na matatawa ka na naman kasi iba na naman siyang topic. Kaya the more talaga study ng Divine Principle na dami talagang matutunan at malalaman natin yung ang feeling ni God. Yan, kaya through sa tradition na ito, talagang thankful talaga ako sa BFD kasi through by Zoom, kung natatanggap ko yung bata-bata pa ako at ngayon natatanggap na naman na medyo matanda-tanda na. Kaya parang talaga siya, kailangan siyang ipa-remind sa atin na ang mga condition yan, ang mga tradition natin, dapat talaga i-apply natin ito lalo na for the future children. Yan. At saka na mula kasi sa 120 days din, parang nadala ko na rin na yung 100 reading. Kaya kung ano yung libro na from the start sa 1 hour hanggang yung sa 3 hours hanggang yung sa yellow, sa black, ngayon kay True Mother na binigay sa akin ni Tita, yung dito sa international sa Shibuya, talagang sinulatan ko sa likod na magbasa ako ng 100 times ng Hondoke. Kaya parang everyday, that's true na kung ano man yung mga trials, difficulties, pag once na may Hondoke, talaga condition tayo na ina-apply natin daily, talagang hindi perfect solve yung problem po. At least, masosolve yung problem because divine principle natutunan natin na bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng experience na ganito. Ayan. Kaya, I'm so thankful na dandahan, nag-unite yung mind, our body, no, centering heavenly parents and true parents. At ayun nga, dahil sa nakaalam po ako ng divine principle, nag-start din po ako na mag-invite ng mga spiritual children. Ayun, kaya marami akong spiritual children na na-match na sa international at saka sa at marami na rin po akong spiritual apo na na-match din po sa international at sa dito sa Asia. Kaya I'm so thankful, grateful. Sana hindi pa ako mamamatay, maging chumbo na rin. So, ganun. Pero actually,
Yes.
opo, I do, habang nasa ibang bansa po talaga ako, habang kaya, no, may pera talagang gin-restore ko na yung ancestor ko kasi baka, hindi naman, pero may mission pa tayo dito sa earth, no. Ang nasa isip ko, kasi mamamatay ako, wala na may magbayad sa mga ancestor ko, kaya binayaran ko na danda. Kaya sabi ko kasi yun nga, kailangan talaga ang yung ancestor talaga natin na kailangan talaga din silang i ano yan, i-survive dito sa spirit world kasi nag-sacrifice din sila ng how many years na very very poor. Kaya nung tayo nandito na buhay, kailangan din natin sila tutulungan. Kaya I believe na number 1 talaga nag-help sa akin yung tatay ko na survive ko ang lahat-lahat ng mga difficulties na sitwasyon. Kasi dito sa earth, hindi po siya perfect, no? Kung yung condition, ko nga, yung words ko, hindi ko kailangan maging perfect na buhay, basta masaya lang na tunay. Basta with centering God and true parents. So, kaya, thank you again sa lahat ng mga pioneering, sa mga elder, brothers, at thank you so much sa mga lecturer na isa ako sa nabuhay, isa ako sa nandito ngayon, at isa rin ako ngayon sa naging advisor at naging leader, no? At noon, baby pa, nene pa, pero ngayon nene pa rin ako kasi may mga elder. Kaya I'm very thankful talaga at grateful. Kaya tagakita ko sa tita at tito. Sobra talaga yung attitude ko na super yakap ako at saka talagang super close ako sa mga elder. Tapos lalo na sa mga second gen, talagang nagpapasalamat ako dahil sa paraang ganito, no. At least sa atin first as a member, no, i-apply talaga natin tong tradition natin na about sa as a family federations for world peace, kasi before natin ma-expand sa others, dapat apply talaga natin muna sa ating sarili kasi tayo yung maging model na tinitingnan. Hindi man easy maging model, pero dahan-dahan lang, no, kasi tao pa rin tayo. Kaya again, thank you so much, Manong Randy, sa pag-remind ulit sa tradisyon na ito. Kasi noon, bata pa ako natatanggap. Ngayon, kailangan talaga ulitin naman, ibalik na naman at saka ipa-remind na naman na ito yung ating responsibility. At Sir Alan, Kuya Alan, thank you so much po. Kasi nung bata pa ako, hanggang ngayon, nadala ko rin sa mga tungil mudo ko sa Mindanao na never give up, matira't matibay, keep fighting lang. Kasi kung tayo, choosing ni God, choosing ka talaga ni God kahit anong mangyari. Kaya thank you so much, Kuya Alan and Manong Randy and all our sisters. God bless you all and happy Sunday. Thank you po, tita nila.
Sorry ha, medyo lobat ako kaya nagano ako. Anyway, thank you so much, Sister Amy, for your beautiful sharing, great experiences in your mission, in your family life, in yourself. Truly appreciate all your sacrifices also. So this time, we are really so thankful to all our pioneers also, and to all our lecturers as well. So let's proceed to our sister Nila Tanchana. Please share something. Onegaishimasu. Hello, Sister Nila.
Hello, good
Okay.
morning po everyone. Nice to see you again. Uh, thank you, Heavenly Parents, true parents, for this beautiful message that given by our brother Randy. Actually, this morning I set my alarm clock for 2 o'clock, and then I I I wake up slightly. Then I said, oh, later na lang, I will watch to YouTube. But after that, okay, you get up. Then I wake up. So thank you so much about the tradition of the realization of the heavenly kingdom, of God's kingdom. It's very great. And then if we truly doing this nine nine tradition, our life is truly like God and like our true parents, because we also resemble God and true parents. But as we think, it's not easy to do because we are fallen people, but we are already connected to God, so we are trying to follow our tradition. As I listening to Kuya Alan history, I also reflecting to my my fast during fundraise, during full-time member. It's so very exciting and challenging mission, because I also experienced before as a fundraising mission. Mostly my mission is fundraising, and then even though I assigned to business department, we cannot we cannot just spend money from the business. Even though my leader Kuya Jun Tebes, we also doing food racing, and sometimes we are not just sleep in the hotel. We just try to find a place like church as the priest to let us to sleep in the church. And then also we doing food racing. Even though we have money, we also doing food racing, because that money is for God providence. So we just not only spend uh, we just not only use money for our own purpose. So as I reflect to the tradition, I think it's truly exciting. As I think back, my mission is very uh, more light, because even though we are tiring in doing fundraising, we still doing our Hondokwe tradition. Every day we wake up early in the morning, and then even at the night time, late time, we still doing our Hondokwe. But if I compare this time for my family life, it's just like not easy, because before we just only alone. We just only follow to the direction of our leader. But this time, as in a family life, we are the leader now. We are the central leader of our family. Mm. As I at in the two years, I trying to do handokwe in my daily life from morning and then the evening until I said I will offer the condition every day in order for me to be a habit for doing handokwe. So this time I already doing that every day 7 minutes no 7 page reading the Chon Song Gyong, and I think I already read the Chon Song Gyong book for 3 times this time. So but still our tradition is not only by individually, we must do it by family. So in my family I am only the one who doing the condition because my my husband is always busy for his work, and then I just my and then after that my daughter is uh experience become stay in the head, stay in the center. But when she came back home and stay at me in my house, I always say, why you're not doing handokwe? And then when I just try to say it, remind him to do the handokwe, she always reply me, it's too early, mama. But after that, when she said it's too early, even even if she wake up, still she not doing. So I just think, why, what kind of what kind of training this time for the new generation to the our generation before. So I just, if I compare if I rate our life of tradition in our family, is still so far. So and then the words of our brother Randy say that the children learn not by words but by the action. So I just reflect that. So instead of I push them or saying them do handokwe, do our tradition, it's better for me to do first or show to them my utmost sincerity and devotion to do our tradition in order for them to follow. So thank you very much, because I wake up and then join for this Zoom meeting. And regarding to our experience when we are full time is so great, great memory for us. Why we are still here in the unification, even though we have a lot of struggle and difficulty, but still we are not give up, because this is the only way that we can we can help through parents and realizing his kingdom of heaven here on earth. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Sister Nila, for your wonderful realization and sharing and determination to realize and do more for our tradition in our church. So, yung oras na ba? Anyway, I would like to share also a little bit. So, regarding today's lecture, traditions title is Traditions Towards the Realizations of God's Heavenly Nation. So, actually, I'm really so thankful regarding today's lecture. It's really a clear clear tradition or system that our true parents, heavenly parents, would like to realize upon us. So the tradition of Chongsong, tradition of Hundok, the tradition of witnessing, divine principle education and application, tradition of tithing and economic independence, missionary tradition, Anshil tradition, tribal messiah tradition, and tradition of three great inheritance of faith. So truly, it's also a great reminders on how we can develop more our commitment and on how we can determined also to realize all of this tradition. So hearing these lectures truly reminds me also on how I will determine our responsibility, especially the Heavenly Tribal Messiah Mission, and on how we can let this tradition be inherited by our second generation. So it should begin within us, within our couple, within our family. So I'm hoping we can truly develop more and more become more serious in our responsibility as a family, so that truly we can realize the kingdom of heaven in our family through the unity of husband and wife, and through the unity of parents and children, and truly putting into practice all of this tradition until such time that our second generations can also inherit all of these traditions. So every day is a great challenge to move on and to realize all of these things. Sometimes we have some limitations, but as I said before, we should not give up, but keep fighting to realize. So that is my reflection on this lecture for today. So, nandito na ba si Ate Tess? I don't know.
Dito na ako, ate.
Ito na ako, ate.
Hello po, Ate Tess. Would you like to share something, Ate, please?
Hindi po pala nakikita ang screen, te.
Sorry.
Nalubat pa. Sabi ko, naulubat pa yung laptop ko. I'm so sorry. Good morning, Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Good morning, Sir Randy, Doc Alan, and everyone. Sir Kuya Fulgencio. Yeah. It's a very hectic schedule we have this time. Ako nakatulog actually sa ano. I'm preparing to present our output for the this afternoon. Sabi pa naman na ate na nandun si Reverend Hori. Our output in witnessing committee sa crafting the manual for witnessing in the Philippines. So I will be the one to present together with Sir Errol, kaya a little bit stress ngayon. Meron akong isasend mo may Kuya Randy. Okay, so anyway, let everything become our inspiration. Even mahirap ang ating mga ginagawa oftentimes. Kasi ang mission natin actually is if you take it by heart, it's a big responsibility. So reflecting on the lecture that was presented when Kuya Alan, Doc Alan is reflecting also a while ago. Yeah, reminiscing the past. But still, I could say, that the past experiences we have in the beginning is uh, it's unforgettable and it's very meaningful. It's very meaningful because there we could lay our foundation. We could lay our foundation of faith, and we could really see the fruits of what we have started. So the tradition that our true parents actually is, it's unique, it's unchanging, it's absolute. It's only man, it's only we who could change it, the way we respond into it. Okay, it's I appreciate with this other presentation that we have this time, because we are going back to what we have started. Yeah, totoo yan, no? Our lecturing before, as I also experienced that one. I bring my co-student also, my classmates. Pag break time ko noon, dinadala ko sila sa center. I was the one, I bring them there, but I was the one who also gave lecture. Ganon. Ganon ka. Challenging yung ano natin. And then very basic siya. Series lecture. Wala nga yung seminar na sabi ni Doc Alan. Pero ang fruit niya is very yung substantial. No? Very substantial and very ang dating niya na parang oh my child come home again, ganun. Matatouch ka talaga na you are coming knowing all the principle at that very beginning, at that very point, and then you can hear the song oh my child come home. Parang bumabalik tayo sa Panginoon and embrace tayo, ganun. So actually sa totoo lang sa akin, I started with that also. And then na-feel ko yung center na parang hindi kompletong araw ko na wala ako doon. Hindi ako bibisita o hindi ko makita mga brothers and sisters, lalo kay meron din mga brothers and sisters very welcoming. Yung heart of embracing heart of brothers and sisters, yun ang bumuhay sa akin. Na si Kuya Predical po noon, mag-gitara siya, kantahan ka talaga. So those embracing thing parang nawawala sa ating sistema ngayon. Na sobra ng parang bumabalik tayo sa time Israelites na they are very proud of themselves, parang ganun. Yun ang nane-neglect sa present times, why people come and go, why people cannot stay long with our witnessing mission this time, because our heart is so limited to embrace people. Yung deep ba, yung totoo, yung sincere, kahit na nga I'm so sorry to say, kahit leader na nga, hindi pa papuntahin sa center, parang apprehensions ba na mag-welcome ng tao sa center. So how can the blessing comes? Yung parang ganun. So it's high time for us to go back to the basic, I think. It's high time for us. Do you think so? So yung parang I'm longing for those days na nung na-educate ako, na-guide ako. Actually, we've been together. There was a time also na si Doc Alan lang kasama ko sa center eh. Aso, si Doc Alan. Kami lang, student full-time ako that time. I cannot remember that Doc Alan na yung siya. And then, it's really ang dedication talaga na almost mag-give up ng center o kaya wala ng members na karamihan na magpunta o huwag mag-support. Pero we stand, we could dare to stand because you understand that our life of faith is, we are the one cultivating it. Na I can still remember also si Doc Alan kasi meron siyang epileptic pag wala, alam ko na kung wala na siyang gamot pag na siya, pero sabi niya, pabayaan mo lang ako kapag himasmasan lang din siya. So nasanay na rin ako at that time na ganun ang system ni Doc Alan. And I can really see also the dedication of Doc Alan at that time. I really appreciate na doon ko nakita yung inspiration, and then I can, even up until this time, makaluha ako na ma-remember ko mga days na yun. And looking at Doc Alan up until this time, nandyan pa rin yung heart niya to really, parang naano na siya sa church. Yung parang nagiging ehemplo na rin sa akin. Consider him as one of my mentor and my father. Parang ganoon ang ko kay Doc. Kaya up until this time, the foundations that I have before, ito na yun din yung gusto nating ipagpatuloy. Na people could also recognize the dedication that we have na no matter who, nobody could appreciate the things that we are doing. What is important is in the eyes of God, you are doing the best we can. At the end of the day, at the end of our life in this physical world, we could really see na we have done the best we can. If it's not enough, then at least we have done the best. So with the regards to the tradition we have this time, no? O totoo yan na ang husband and wives needs to be the one to be absolutely do the hondoke. Kasi yung totoo sabi ni Sister Nila, hirap talagang hilain ang mga bata, lalo ngayon ng the time of pandemic and then gadget ang inatupag. Ang laki ng, there is a big impact. Even though they know before, they can wake up at 5 o'clock and then maligo and ganun. Parang nag-iba after the pandemic because na-accustom na sila sa magpuyat sila and then they cannot wake up early. And then parents needs to adjust. Hindi mo rin pwedeng yaw-yawan palagi o kaya i-push sila kasi ang second generation mas especially, they are even stronger than us. Kaya kung nilalabanan natin sila, mas lalo silang lumalaban. Diba po? Ayan, experience na sabi ko minsan nagre-reflect ako, though my children are I can say my children are good, but then makita mo talaga yung limitation na hindi sila makagising na maaga. What we did this time now, we have our closing prayer. Ayun na lang ang hundukin nila. Pero kami mag-asawa, especially sa asawa ko, kahit nasa bukid siya, may altar siya doon. So, doon ko rin nakita na ako rin mismo bilang asawang babae na na-consensya ko kung if I myself, I cannot do it. Kasi siya mismo talaga nakita ko, being a Muslim sa niya, meron kinalaman ang pagka-Muslim na doon sa kanyang strong faith na kay true parents pa rin. Kaya we can appreciate ko yung foundation ng Muslim because of that 3 times a day praying, parang ganon. So ito siya nadadivert doon sa ating tradition na he need also to do it by himself if ever na hindi siya nandito okay ano. So na-observe ko yun, it's not true pero nakikita ko talaga yung niya, yung strong faith, even yung pagdamit na mag-ayos siya bago siya pupunta sa prayer room. Actually yun siya nakaka-educate din sa akin kasi sabi ko nga minsan busy ako sa lahat ng ginagawa ko pero the tradition itself is absolute. We need to do it. It's our life. It's our blood. It's our blood. That's why we parents need not to give up. We husband and wife need not to neglect that the power of our spiritual life is only through the hondoke. Kaya kung hindi man magawa ng mga anak natin, gawa tayo ng ibang way para sila ay magiging part pa rin na ganun. But then let's try to explain na this is our life source. This is our life source. Ito binikwit ni True Father sa atin na parang inheritance. Na kahit wala si True Father, nandyan pa rin siya through the words of our true parents. So, I'm so happy having this one and I believe na maraming blessed central families na rin ang nakaka-neglect sa responsibilidad na ito. Na bakit kaya ang daming problema, bakit kaya ganito ang bigat-bigat na they do not know that they are not doing the basic thing. They're not doing the basic. And this is our protection. The hondoke is our protection. And oftentimes, kahit gano'ng katagal na tayo sa movement, may lapses pa rin tayo na kung hindi tayo mareremind. Kaya thank you so Doc Randy for this lecture again. I do hope na may spread natin ito pong may spread po natin itong YouTube niya. Para, because sabi ko nga kay Doc Randy kanina kasi sabi niya na sinend na sa akin ang file. Sabi ko, it's a good inspiration for me to share this in our Sunday service today. This will become my topic again to awaken our brothers and sisters also. So, yan lang po yung ko na I'm so grateful with the foundation I have in the past. This is the foundation that I wanted also to still bumabalik pa rin yung style natin po yung center kasi ang bahay namin is we declared as a center. Pati mga anak ko, center din, center life pa rin. Yung una kong alam na pamumuno okay, way of rin, may mga schedules, may mga, pa rin, ang tradition pa rin in the past na dapat hindi mawawala yun. Kasi ang sistema sa panahon na ito, madali nang madadala ang ating mga younger brothers and sisters and even ating mga anak mismo. Kaya very, very delicate or very fearful sa atin na ma-divert doon sa o kaya sila ay ma-influensyahan sa mga present situations ngayon. We need to let them be stable enough in their commitment and life of faith. And sino ang unang makikitaan nila? It's we parents. We bless parents. The tradition of true parents. So this time actually our study, ang ginagawa namin ngayon is yung tradition book. Kasi minsan makakalimot din tayo sa mga traditions. Yung mga step by step na mga traditions natin, nandun yun ang ini-study namin gabi-gabi. So that's the good thing also that we could still be reminded of our basic foundation. Thank you so much po at maraming salamat. Good morning to each and everyone. Thank you po.
Thank you so much po, Ate Tess, for your beautiful message and also reminders as well and sharing. Thank you always. Anyway, this time I would like to call our lecturer, Brother Randy Ami, for his some sharing also or any message that he would like to impart unto us. Hello po, Brother Randy Ami. Onegaishimasu.
Hello po, happy Sunday to everybody and good morning na rin po. Yeah, so actually that has been one of the challenge of many blessed families ngayon. The imparting how we can impart the tradition that we have. No? And husband and wife has a very important role in the family. Kaya actually even ako nga pagka hindi ako makapag-join kasi 'di ba parang mamaya after our session 9 o'clock I have to prepare for my lecture tapos 1 o'clock and then before I go to work mamayang gabi hanggang 10 o'clock I have lecture tapos I have to go to office by 10 o'clock tapos I will be coming back tomorrow after my work. So usually pagkagabi kasi we tend to do our hondok head at night kasi yun lang time na nandito kaming lahat before sa work din ng wife ko. Minsan pag hindi ako maka-join dahil siyempre pagod, nakatulog na hindi na nagising. Minsan yung mga anak ko mismo nagsasabi na, "Apa, may utang ka." May utang ka kay Heavenly Parent. Yeah. So it's really important na pagka na-inculcate na, pagka nailagay na sa mind and heart ng mga bata yung tradition, sila na mismo yung maging teacher din natin eh. Sila rin mismo yung mag-guide sa atin, no? Kasi sometimes hindi naman perfectly na we can do it all the time. But because we have already imparted to them, even though wala tayo doon, they can still do it. Kaya nga minsan even sa umaga, pagising na sa umaga, bago sila papasok, apa nagbaw na ako, oma nagbaw na ako, nagkyumbe na ako. So they're the one who reported those three things that they have learned from us. No? And that is the beauty if we will do the tradition at home together as a family. Kaya nga sabi ni Father, we don't need to tell what is the tradition. It's better to show them. Kasi showing them is more, meron siyang stronger presentation more than just telling them. No? Telling them is pwedeng ano lang hanggang sa tenga lang. Pag hindi linagay sa isip saka sa puso, kinabukasan wala na ulit yun. No? But if they can see it and they do it by themselves, and they can see the beauty of connecting to each other, that's the time that the bond will become stronger in a family. No? Na kahit na sabihin natin magulo ang pamilya kasi minsan hindi nagkakaintindihan, mga magulang at anak, anak at magulang, but still, they can still see that we are closer together more than anything else, more than anybody else. And this is what true Father wanted us to realize. No? Now, what we are building is not just a simple common family that we can see around us, but it is a new family that is connected to God, that is uh, uh, being being influenced by God's words and by God's love. No?
Mm.
And this is the blessed family that true parents shared unto us. And this is our responsibility, this is our role. Kaya nga,
Mm.
it's really important that we have to challenge every families around us. No? Now we have to let them understand that in this era that we have now, eto na yung era na dapat wala na yung traditional concept, but we should be in a true parental concept, true
Mm.
parental era. Kaya nga yun yung lagi kong inaano pagka ano, pag binabasa ko yung during the time of Jesus Christ, the challenging the people. During the Sabbath, kung ma-remember nyo yung nagalit siya dahil yung mga tao, instead na nandoon si church, nandoon sila nag-inuman, nagsusugal. Tapos challenging them, is this the way you should celebrate the Sabbath? Di ba? It should be a time that we have to think and communicate to God. Pero anong ginagawa? Enjoying everything. So minsan we have this kind, nakakalimutan din natin yung dapat nating gawin. So it's really good that we have to to remind each other, and we have to work hard together to really work and elevate the spirituality of one another. That's why kaya nga sabi ni Father, blessed families should have a continuous community of sharing together. It's not only one family that is exclusively within each family, but we should be connected to every families so that we could create a better community and we could influence our environment. And from that, we can constantly share the principle and then let other people be connected to God and true parents. Okay, it's really important, lalong-lalo na ngayon, actually in the Philippines, di ba, meron ng family values crisis. I was so shocked nung nabasa ko yung result ng Philippine Statistics Authority na study na almost 70% of the young people today, they wanted to approve divorce.
Oh.
And 80% of the marrying young generation ngayon is they tend to be in a casual relationship more than into a matrimonial marital commitment with one another. Sinasabi pa nga
Mm.
nila is, ang marriage contract, papel lang naman yan eh. That is just a piece of paper na parang presentation lang para sa ganun masabi na you are married. Okay. Kaya ano nangyari? They just go into a relationship pagka hindi magkaintindihan, hiwalayan. Kaya ang daming mga kabataan ngayon, almost 80% sa mga newly born is coming from a teenage mother. Teenage
Eh.
mother na walang casual lang yung relationship. Sabi niya, kung magkaigihan tayo, after 3 years, magsama tayo, magpakasal tayo. Kung hindi, di hindi. Parang ganun na lang. Kaya nauso na rin dito yung trial marriage or trial um, at live-in partnership. No? Kaya kung hindi natin to mababago, hindi natin to gagawin, most especially giving them a new idea, new tradition of a family, what will happen? Diba? Who will be the next leader? Who will be the next generation leader that we have? It will be coming from this problematic family. Eh? And what kind of leadership they can have? Sabi natin, next generation is very much open. Yeah, really, they are open for everything. Okay? So who will bring that back? 'Di ba? It's no other than us, blessed family. Kaya nga ang hope lang ni True Mother is making or multiplying the blessing, letting people experience the blessing, and then letting people understand that man and woman are destined for each other. Hindi yung man to man, woman to woman, but it should be men and woman united to be together to become one image of God. So it's really important, no? Kaya nga it's good thing na we have actually yung program ni Sir Gapol sa Zamboanga del Norte as district supervisor, public school district supervisor na family values enhancement. It's really quite multiplying now na even yung mga principals, even yung mga teachers na first batch na nag-attend, they are organizing pure love education sa iba't ibang school, and they are swapping giving lectures from one school to another to let the young generation understand the value of purity. Yeah. And we will be having the third batch of teachers training of trainers this coming December 19 to 23 in Mantikau with exclusively for two schools na hindi naka-attend last time na seminar, last April na seminar. They pledged na sila yung mag-attend ngayon. And this time is more on couples because yung second batch na nag-attend is nakita nila yung value at saka yung ganda ng blessing ceremony. And nag-testify yung mga nag-attend last time na couple kaya na-challenge yung mga mag-attend ngayon na why don't we go together as a couple, not just an individual representative, but as a couple. And ultimately, we'll be giving them the blessing. Ah, na katulad din ng second batch, yung apat na couple na second batch tapos na sila ng 3-day ceremony and they are preparing for attending the blessing in Korea this coming 2023, May of 2023. So we're also looking forward to this coming December seminar and blessing. We can really let them go to Korea to attend the blessing together with True Mother by 2023. And they are really uh, parang yung tanong nga before tanong ng isang participants na dating barangay captain, sabi niya, what is the difference of this movement with the communists? Ng communists, they are also promoting religion. This movement is also promoting unity of religion. But what's the difference? But when I presented yung lecture ng difference of world God's worldview and uh, yung communist worldview, sabi niya, this is really different because in communist worldview, there's no family. But in true parents worldview, ando doon yung value and essence of unity of a family. That a family will be together eternally. It's not just till death do us part, but eternal commitment of a relationship of man and woman. Kaya nung tinanong siya na, God nila si Reverend Moon. Sabi niya, siya mismo yung nagsabi na, kung kayo nga, nagdarasal kayo sa mga rebulto, how much more din eto? Mas maganda pa yung naibibigay sa atin.
Mm.
Kaya sabi niya mismo, he wanted that all his lineage and clan will be receiving the blessing as well. So yung tatay niya na catechist doon sa barangay nila na dating municipal councilor, he challenged and then both of them will be joining this coming December. And together with yung brother-in-law din niya na kasalukuyan na municipal councilor, they will be joining. And ultimately, coming from the three of them, they will be organizing a education for their whole tribe. So ito yung plano ng isang participants last time. So it's really now time for us to really spread the message. Spread not only the good news, but the new expression of truth so that we can elevate the standard of family. Kaya nga, laging sinasabi ni Mother, blessed families are the only hope for the transformation of this world that we have. And most especially, for the enhancement of the value system of the next generation. Because nobody can handle except us. No? Okay, it's really important that we needed to influence our family, our blessed children. Because the blessed children will be the one to influence the environment that we have. Kaya nga ito yung iniisip ngayon ng BFD Philippines, how we could really create an atmosphere wherein we could go back to deeply understand our role as blessed families. Uh, And together with Ate Dulce in Asia Pacific, we are now working together, centering on this program na itong inumpisa natin na to na webinar, early morning webinar na Ate Dulce wanted to copy this in every countries in Asia Pacific too para sa ganon magkaroon ng influence. Kasi marami sa mga, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, even other countries na halos nahihirapan na rin sila to handle blessed families and also second generation. And I think this, kung ma-enhance pa to, that would be good. And if other countries can better, make it better, that would be good. At least we have started it, di ba? So this is a challenge to all of us now. Uh, Centering on the tradition that we have, how much we can pass it to the next generation so that true parents tradition will continuously be passed from generation to generation. Di katulad ng mga Israelites na sa first generation nagkaroon ng tradition, pagdating ng second generation nabawasan yung tradition, pagdating ng third generation nabawasan pa ulit, pagdating ng fourth generation wala ng tradition. Okay? Kaya ano nangyari? Nawalan ng foundation. So this should not happen to true parents. And who will protect this? It is no other than us, blessed families. How much we educate and guide our children to understand, starting with the principle, understanding the words of our true parents and how they can practice it, so that we could constantly, okay, and continuously, okay, not hesitating to remind them of the value of our responsibility together as a member of the extended true family. So this is very important to us as blessed member, as blessed families, because we are the one who will protect the tradition and the continuous expansion of the tradition of our true parents from generation to generation. So, napakalaking challenge pero kung tayo sama-sama, kung tayo magtutulungan, 'di ba? Nothing is impossible. We can do better and we can do more. Kaya yun lagi sinasabi ni True Mother, 'di ba? We should never stop. We should never feel tired, but we should always be have that energy and passion and power na we wanted to go on beyond anything else. So with this, my dear elders, yeah, para hindi rin masayang yung mga sacrifices katulad ng mga investment nila Kuya Alan na unlimited na sacrifice before. Kasi napakasayang pagka mawala yun eh. Sayang pagka hindi ma-value yun ng next generation. Na kung titingnan natin unti-unti nang nawawala. Di ba? Kaya kung may sulat ni Kuya Alan yun, maganda pagka mabigyan ako ng copy and I can give it to my wife para it can be included sa history ng Philippines kasi my wife is part of the historical committee na directly connected kay True Mother. Uh,
Mm.
so they are now gathering some historical activities pero those past histories parang yung medyo kulang kaya it would be good if many elders will be sharing their reflection and their experiences before and then we can put it into a one book na nandoon lahat yung history of the Philippines coming from the testimonies of elders. Okay, so anyway, dito naman pwedeng i-review pero alam ko marami pang details yung sharing ni Kuya Alan that should be written down and then that should be passed on from one generation to generation para malaman nila how much we have invested, why we are enjoying all of these things that we have right now. It's because of the investment of the past, 'di ba? So yun lang naman yung kinakailangan. Dapat may record natin lahat para sa ganon the next generation can see the true history, hindi yung distorted history. Eh, hindi yung marites, but yung totoong nangyari in the past. Hindi yung fake news, but it's really the true presentation of what had happened, how much we have shed tears and blood so that the next generation can enjoy everything that they're enjoying right now. So yeah, it's really quite good if we can really work hard together, most especially tayo, mga blessed families. We could help each other to raise our next generation. And this is the need now of the next generation. Kaya nga yung blessing department na na binuo ni True Mother ngayon, blessing department saka yung blessed family department na pinaghiwalay yung mga blessing candidates sa mga blessed families. The support of the blessed families is very important to guide yung blessing department from first generation and second generation. And we are now starting to check and balance how we could really work on to this one dito sa Pilipinas and also how we could really establish the pattern of the education na yung dalawang department na yon, na they are not, although magkaibang department, but they are just likened to a mind and body that is constantly supporting and continuously in harmony together. So anyway, thank you very much for all your sacrifices, most especially for this waking up early morning to share your heart so that we could think of how we could make better our community as blessed families, and most especially raise up our next generation. So good morning po to everybody.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Randy. And so to close this meeting, let's have our closing prayer. And may I request Sister Nila Tanchana to please have the closing prayer. Onegaishimasu.
Okay, let us pray. Please join my prayer. Good morning to you, our most loving heavenly parents, victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Father, today we are so very grateful and thankful for giving this another day that we gather together with our some brother and sisters to study about your words and about this tradition that we really want, Father, to inherit with you. And this is all your effort, Father, in order to uh, our families is truly connected to you, as well as that we could really pass this to our second generation and more and old generations, Father, in order that we could really uh, inherit the heavenly tradition to God and our true parents. Loving Heavenly Father, we are so very grateful once again for the lecture and the reflection from our elders and our brother and sisters, that this is the moment that we could really feel joy and happiness, and we could really feel God's heart in through our experiences, through our difficulties in life. Sometimes, Father, we are so very, sometimes we are getting tired, but we don't want, Father, to give up. So we pray, Father, that we could really follow your will and your desire in order to establish kingdom of heaven here on earth. And we could really want, Father, to also support our true mother in order to build your kingdom of heaven, as well as that we could really inherit this tradition to you. Loving Heavenly Father, sorry for all our limitations in life, in our immaturity, Father. So I pray also that we could really bring success to God and our true parents in building your kingdom of heaven. Loving Heavenly Father, thank you so much, Father, for everything. And again, I would like to open up and want to report this prayer to you. And as the representative of our family, I would like to offer this in my name, Nila, and Pratom Tanchina, as the blessed central blessed family member, I pray. Aju.
Adieu. Thank you so much, Sister Nila, for your closing prayer. And once again, thank you so much to our lecturer for this early morning devotion, Brother Randy Ami, and to our elder brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us in this early morning. Thank you for your continuous support and dedication and determination to move on forward and to really offer our family as the resemblance of God and true parents. So once again, thank you so much and happy Sunday.
Thank you, Sister Nila. So, picture tayo.
Welcome.
May picture na ba tayo, Sir Randy? Wala pa.
Wala pa po, ate.
Ito po. And then, sinong next meeting? Volunteer po. Volunteer na mag-facilitate.
Yung mga nasa YouTube, sana rin papasok din sa Zoom.
Wala si Renny. Bakit nag-YouTube
If
lang
there
si
is chance.
Sister Nila? Can you volunteer yourself? Or si Kuya Fulgencio?
Si Kuya umalis na po, ate.
Ay, so naka-on lang siya yung nagpaalam siya. Mr. Nila, you can maybe?
Ni ate?
Yeah. Try mo yung yung i-try mo yung background. Meron yung pinipindot dyan yung hindi ganyan ang background.
Alin te?
Parang si Randy. Meron akong last time nagganyan ako pero may napindot ako. Na para sa likod ang background talaga. Sinag-ano siya. Laptop yan, no?
Hindi.
Sa cellphone ka?
Ano te? Computer? Oo.
Ako may napindot na. So, Sister Nila, okay ka lang?
Okay lang te.
Okay.
But sorry, but not perfect ha.
Sure tayo. Ako na mag-capture sa Randy. Okay lang. Sige. Ate Nila. Ano yung mo? Heart. And then have a ragi.
Sarang iyo.
Okay.
Sarang iyo.
Heart first.
Sarang iyo. Nawala ako. Tuloy sandali lang po. Sarang iyo. I-close ko muna itong chat box. Okay po. Ready na ako. Sarang iyo. Smile.
Sarang heyo.
Ay, ayan. Teresita Umawan. Hindi ko naman ma-timingan. Okay po. Then, next is?
Hibaragi.
Si Randy ko na lang ilagay muna. The next
Hibaragi
is?
Sinang.
Hibaragi Sinang. Yeah. Okay. Okay na
Ayun,
po.
lumabas si Kuya Jun. Sige, Jo.
Okay, next tayo po. Kasi ako nagpa-practice din ako Gusto ko na i-practice ito. Okay, next po.
Sungni.
Fighting.
Okay.
Sungni.
Andiyan si Kuya Prudencia. Po, sungni. Tapos na po. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tapon ka.
Na.
Kamusta Hamida? Sarang Hamida. Happy Sundays.
Happy Sunday po.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Okay po.
Thank you, Ate Tess.
Have a good health.
Bye-bye, everyone.
So Randy, nagpaano ka? May text ko. Ay, naka-YouTube pa.